I was holding the hand of a little boy who might never wake up when my phone lit up with the one name I prayed I'd never see again. I let it ring twice. 3 times. On the 4th, I answered, because some habits die harder than people. "Tomorrow's your brother's engagement brunch," my mother chirped, as if the world still spun on her schedule. "Be here at 7 to set up the mimosa station. And wear the beige dress, I don't want you looking like a grieving widow at a celebration." In the bed beside me, my 6-year-old son lay motionless, tubes snaking from his nose, a purple ring blooming around his tiny upper arm like a bracelet made of violence. "I'm at the hospital, Mom." "He's in the PICU." A pause so brief it barely existed. "Don't be theatrical, Lauren. Children fall. Bring him with you if you must. He can nap in the guest room." I stared at the fingerprint bruises. 5 perfect ovals. Adult-sized. "If you're not here," she continued, voice dipped in sugar-coated steel, "consider yourself erased from the will." "And the family photos." The line clicked dead before I could breathe. I deleted her contact, blocked the number, and felt a glacier form where my heart used to be. They say evil has horns and red eyes. Mine wore Chanel No. 5 and hosted charity galas. Used to think her suffocation was devotion. She picked my college, my career, my husband, always with that warm smile that said, "Mommy knows best." I swallowed it whole until I had a child of my own and discovered love doesn't leave bruises shaped like answers. It started with whispers. My son, Eli, flinching when I mentioned Grandma's house. Coming home from weekends there quieter, paler, hugging himself like he was holding his own pieces together. Then the marks appeared, first on his arms, then his back. "He's rough with the other kids," she'd laugh over speakerphone. "You coddle him. Boys need toughening." I wanted to believe her. God, I tried. But the day he coded in the ambulance, everything cracked open. She'd had him for 4 hours while I covered a work shift. Her story changed with every nurse who asked. He fell off the jungle gym. He tripped running to the car. He slipped in the bathtub. She was only trying to wash paint off his hands. Too many lies for one afternoon. When Eli finally opened his eyes 3 days later, raspy and terrified, he looked straight at me and croaked, "Grandma did it, Mommy. She said if I told you, she'd make sure you stopped loving me." Something inside me died, then came back colder. I didn't scream. I didn't call her. I became a ghost with a mission. I photographed every bruise with a ruler for scale. Saved the discharge papers that read non-accidental trauma. Recorded Eli's broken little voice on my phone while he cried through the details. How she'd grabbed him by the throat when he begged for me. How she'd shaken him until his teeth clacked. How she'd let him fall and told him big boys don't cry for their mothers. I handed it all to the detective like I was passing over grocery lists. He flipped through the file, eyebrows climbing. "You've been building a case." "No," I said. "I've been dismantling a lie." Child Services opened an investigation the same week. I filed for an emergency protective order. I went no contact, grey-rocked every flying monkey she sent. "Are you really going to throw away your family over a few accidents?" my aunt texted. I left her on read and printed the message for the caseworker. The morning of my brother's engagement brunch, caterers already unloading floral arches at her mansion. 2 unmarked cars rolled up the manicured driveway instead. I wasn't there to see it, but the neighbor's Ring camera caught everything. My mother in her silk robe and pearls, smile freezing as officers explained felony child endangerment and aggravated assault. Handcuffs clicked like punctuation marks on 30 years of tyranny. I waited outside the arraignment inn. A courthouse hallway that smelled of bleach and old fear. When they walked her past in an orange jumpsuit, mascara bleeding, she looked smaller than I'd ever seen her. "Lauren," she croaked, voice cracking like thin ice, "tell them this is a misunderstanding. You know how dramatic you get." I stepped close enough to smell prison soap on her skin. "You said you'd cut me out of the family," I whispered. So I returned the favor. Her eyes widened, realization, then pure animal panic. For the first time, the monster saw the mirror. Eli still sleeps with his dinosaur night light on full blast. Some nights he wakes screaming her name. But every morning he asks me to braid his hair like a warrior and kisses my cheek with sticky syrup lips. He's learning that love doesn't demand silence. As for me, I breathe deeper now. Revenge, they say, is a fire that burns the holder. Mine was Arctic. Slow-moving. Inescapable. I didn't ruin her life. I simply stopped protecting the lie that she was ever a mother. And that, I've learned, is the cruelest cut of all.